Good morning, everybody. This is Paul Finkelstein with my online meet and greet. Today we have a special guest, but before I do that, just want to give everybody a chance to understand that we're at onlinemeetandgreet.com. If you have any questions, you can always email me at paul@onlinemeetandgreet.com. If you too are a local business in Southeast Florida or anywhere across the nation, a performer, a celebrity, a Toastmaster perhaps, we'd love to interview you. I'll interview you for free and give you a free copy of the experience too. And that's my way of giving you a cup of coffee since we might not be local, and I'd love to be able to give you a free copy of our interview together. Today our special guest is Mario Cantalanos. Cantalanos?
Close enough. It's Castellanos.
Castellanos. Okay. I know that's what I say to people when they say my name. Mario Castellanos. How are you today, Mario?
I'm fine, Paul. Thank you, and good morning to you and your viewers. I appreciate this opportunity to tell you a little bit about me and particularly Once Upon a Crime.
Excellent. So let's dive into some questions to learn about you. I actually learned a little bit of extra about you because it's nice when somebody is a little extra thorough and takes some of those 10 or 12 extra questions in the pre-interview process and see if we actually have anything common before we actually meet. I noticed that you're interested a lot in triathlons, but not the triathlons that I like to participate in. Maybe you feel sometimes life can be like a triathlon, perhaps.
I'd say that that's about right.
You're a man of endurance.
You have no choice, right? I mean, I think it's everyone every day has to deal with so many things, and particularly when you're in the process of starting up a business, everything that you have to deal with in that process, from the most minute administrative tasks to the larger, more important marketing and sales and operations tasks. It's all a triathlon. It's all nonstop and so many different levels.
And that leads me into our first question, which is tell us about why you started your company. And I'm sure you're going to tell us all about it.
Yeah, so Once Upon a Crime, very, very briefly, is a location-based business. It works from a mobile app. Essentially, what you do is you download the app onto your phone and you go from location to location. These locations are typically going to be your local merchants. Those are retailers, restaurants, cafes, etc. And the purpose behind it is to bring back business to the local merchants, to the local business community. Once you've downloaded this app, your task is to solve a mystery. So you go to the first merchant and you click on you tap on your mobile phone and you will receive a clue. You wait a few minutes until that your response is answered as correct or incorrect, and then it takes you to the next step, which is to continue solving the clues and solving the mystery until you've won a prize and until you've won the game. And once you win the game, whoever does win the game, they win a prize. Could be a cash prize, it could be something else, it could be a combination of things. The advantage to the player is they get to discover all these locations that they perhaps have never known about but really interests them. Or maybe they get to discover a location that they've always wanted to go to, but they had no reason to. The retailer, the merchant, they of course have a tremendous opportunity to bring in new customers through this game app, and not only bring them in, but show them around, tell them a little bit about what they do, since the individual has to be in the location for several minutes, and perhaps in those several minutes they'll buy something. Or maybe as a merchant, you might want to give them a discount coupon for the next time that they come, or maybe a free sample if you're a bakery or similar. The idea is that everybody wins. The merchant wins because they've now got a brand new customer. That customer wins because they have an opportunity to win a prize and they've now discovered a new location that they may not have known about. And of course, the community wins because you're bringing business back to that local community. Our intent is not to necessarily compete against Amazon or eBay or any of the other online sites, nor are we here to compete against whatever online marketing that retailer might have. Our intent really is to bring people out of their houses, back into the community, have them discover something that they may or may not have known about, and the retailer, of course, they win by having a new customer visit their shop.
Now, my next question, you've been taking every answer out of my mouth before I even asked the question, which was, how does this work? Well, I imagine there's probably more to the process or methodology that maybe you could probably add some more details.
Sure. So again, let's say you like a mystery. As I said before, you've downloaded the app, you put in your personal information. Again, if you're the player, you put in your personal information. When I say personal, our intent is not to take your information and resell it. The information is used as part of the game, and really for your own use. You can create your own persona. For instance, my case, my persona is Chief. The persona of my business partner is Detective, and he uses his last name. And I didn't tell you about that, but I can get into that in a little bit. Jason Bramble, who's my business partner, he's actually the one who developed the game. But to continue to answer your question, so now you've got this game. You click on the app. It takes you to a particular field within the app because it's interactive. After you've put in all your information, and a character within that app is the one that responds to your motions. And again, your intent is to continue finding clues until you've discovered or until you've solved the crime. It's not as simple as it sounds, though. To solve the crime takes multiple tries and could last as much as a month, because there are as many characters as we decide to put into the game, and as many suspects as we decide to put into the game, as many weapons and locations as we decide to put in the game. So we try to limit it to an amount that people will have an opportunity to win the game, because that is what we want. We do want people to win the game. Our intent is not to have people just play it and never have a winner. No, we want you to win. It's good for us, it's good for the merchant, and it's good for the player, because they want to continue playing again and again and again, because there could be multiple games going on within the same area. So you might have a group of 100 merchants playing in one part of the city, another group of 150 merchants playing in another part of the city, maybe a group of 50 other merchants, or maybe it's a targeted group playing within another part of that city. So you can have multiple games all going on at the same time, and the player can play any one or all of those.
Before I get to my next question, I feel like I have to ask of my own curiosity. You mentioned win a prize, and I'm curious what the prize might be. Is that something that the merchants are involved in selecting for the prizes, or do you have a special master prize?
They could be. So there's different variables to determine the prize. Usually it's going to be a cash prize. It could be $250, it could be $500. Our game plan actually is, we're a startup, right? So our game plan is eventually we do want to have like a yearly master prize of several zeros. I don't know exactly what those zeros are going to be just yet, but our game plan right now, or as we proceed, that prize could be a few $100s, it could be $1,000, it could be a combination of
Tesla.
I don't know. I don't know. That doesn't mean it can't happen. But under normal circumstances, I'm going to say that it could be a few $100s, plus, of course, all the discounts that each merchant decides to provide to that player, maybe some giveaways that the merchants decide to provide to all the players, not just to one player, but to all the players. And it could be maybe a combination. So let's say if you're a merchants association and you decide to support our game, you decide to sponsor our game with every single one of your merchants. So as a merchants association, you might want to include your own prize? Well, perhaps combining it with ours, something along a Visa card that's valuable up to a certain level, and that Visa card can be used for all the merchants that are part of that merchants association. So again, the player will always come out winning something that's valuable. It could be cash, it could be a combination of cash and something else. It could be something that has the same value as cash, as I said before, a Visa card, a MasterCard, something along those lines. But the player who's awarded the game, of course, will win the greatest award, but each player has an opportunity to win something as well.
Is this only available to people in a certain geographic area, or is this the entire planet?
It's available right now, the entire planet. If you download the app, you'll see that this game is already being played in certain parts of the world, actually. And in fact, the game, although we're a startup, the game itself is about 1.5 years, perhaps 2 years old. The developer of the game, is who I mentioned earlier, is Jason Bramble. Jason came up with this idea about 2 years ago. And he said, you know, it would be great to have a game like this where people could win points or they could win something. His background, he's what's called a full stack developer. So he's a techno whiz when it comes to anything that's software related. He and I met earlier this year through certain circumstances, and he was not capable, again, because of limitations and other reasons, to take this game to its next level. His background, again, is very much technology oriented. Well, my background is operations and sales and marketing oriented. And about the same time as he thought up this game, I also thought up of a game. And how did I do that? Well, it's a quick story. I was sitting at a local park about 2 years ago, and I saw people just running around with looking at their cell phone. They'd go to a place, they'd stop, and they'd go to the next one, then other people would join them. And all of a sudden, I see these groups of people just essentially chasing nothing. Well, they were playing Pokemon Go. And I said to myself, why can't you have a Pokemon type Go game where people go to the retailers and perhaps win a prize, the retailer wins out of it? As I said, I saw what Jason was doing. He and I got together. We thought about this, and we said, we got to put our thoughts together. And Once Upon a Crime was created. So it's the beginning of an adventure.
You've been talking about a lot of things that sets you apart and makes you different and unique. Once Upon a Crime, the app. I'm sure there's plenty of more that you could specifically tell us. What more sets Once Upon a Crime completely different and unique than any competitors, or are there any competitors?
I appreciate the question. The closest competitor, again, is going to be Pokemon Go. And Pokemon Go isn't necessarily the same business model as ours. Our business model is to go directly to the retailer so they can gain right on the spot. What sets us, I guess, it's not so much our differences, but what gives us something similar to them, or what makes us similar to them, it's better said, is that Pokemon Go is a type of game where just about anyone can play. In fact, just anyone does. If you look at the typical Pokemon Go player, well, that's actually a 26-year-old woman who's making $90,000 a year. The best Pokemon player is a 70-year-old Japanese man. And the group or team players have ranged from 16 to 60. Again, it's because I've seen those teams. So it's a sort of game that any demographic can participate in. And that's essentially what sets us apart from other types of games. But again, similar to Pokemon Go, is any demographic enjoys our type of game. It's not a kid's game. It's not a retiree's game. It's a game that anyone will enjoy. What makes us, I think, perhaps even better than Pokemon Go is because we're a mystery. We're out to solve a mystery and win a prize at the end.
Excellent. Now, What's been the reception from the actual players or the business community?
The reception has been extraordinary from the players. As I started to say earlier, in beta format, which the game has been playing for about 2 years, we've now gone into the revenue format, and that's what we're starting at now. And beta format, it's been great. Players have been playing the game. They've been creating their own game. In fact, I failed to mention that earlier. Anyone can download this app at no charge. You can create your own mystery game at no charge. You can create your own characters, your own location, everything. You can do that within the game. If you're a retailer, you can download the game. If you want to sponsor the game, you can do it online. So it was done with the intent of making it as simple as possible for both the players and the retailers. And again, another quick story. Several months back, Jason gets this call from France. And answers a call. Individual tells him who he was. He's a journalist from France, and he wanted to interview him. He says, "Why would a journalist from France want to interview me?" Well, as it turns out, that the game has become quite popular in this little sector, this little region of France where this journalist works out of, and he wanted to talk to him about the game. So if you look at the game, it's become popular in so many different areas. People on Alignable, where you and I have had the opportunity to meet, the response has been extraordinary. It's been everything from amazing and awesome to wow, and with a whole lot of uniques and fantastic and excellent and great ideas in between. So our intent right now is, and that's why I'm so grateful I have this opportunity to speak to your viewers and to reach the merchants and merchants associations and chambers associations. Our intent right now is to get with these groups of merchants and tell them, look, we're starting up. What we want to do is we want to get the publicity. That's how we want to profit. We'll profit from the publicity. And the way we'll do that is if we can get perhaps 3 groups of merchants associations or chambers of commerce in different parts of the country, we will allow them, we will give them whatever support they need so that they can play this game in their community and support the game at no charge to any of their merchants. So in other words, now all the local community will be able to go to their shops, discover what they have, see their merchandise. The revenue producing factor will still be in, because these merchants will still have all these people coming to their locations, and we're not charging anyone for anything. We just want the publicity. That's how we intend to profit from it. So if there's any merchants associations out there or chambers of commerce that would like to do something for their association and their merchants, their membership, this is the way to do it. No charge, and everybody wins.
Now, before I recap, I'll give you an option. Either I recap and then have you tell people how that they can get a hold of you, and you'll tell us the phone number, email, or website. Or, okay. Would you like a 5th surprise question?
I'm ready. So you tell me whatever's best.
It's quite a number on you, so here it goes. I'm sure you'll handle anything. Now, this is the question. You ask me or yourself the question, and then you answer it.
Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
You ask yourself the question, and then answer it.
And then answer my question. Okay. I'd say the question is, what's the ultimate goal I wish to achieve with this game? Or let me rephrase that. What's the ultimate goal you wish to achieve with this game? My answer is to bring business back to the local community. Every single one of us, every single weekend, we tend to spend more time within the confines of our own house than enjoy what the outdoors can give us. This game does that. And this game allows us to win, to accomplish something by doing that. And what we're accomplishing is we're finding out new locations, we're discovering new areas where we're answering questions that we didn't even know existed, if that makes sense. And that's what this game does. It allows us to go out and talk to the local merchants, help the local community, and help the economy in general.
And at this point, tell the viewers how they can get a hold of you if they want to reach out and get more information and work with you. Your phone number, say it twice, a website, email address, special place to go.
The best way to get a hold of us and to get a hold of me is really going to be by email. You can go to our website, and that has all our information. It's very, very simple. It's onceuponacrime.com. That's our website. And of course, email is info@onceuponacrime.com, or you can contact me directly at mario@onceuponacrime.com. Those are the best ways to get a hold of us. I also urge everyone to download the app so they can see how simple it is and enjoy it, and we can hopefully enjoy it together.
And to download that app, I just go to an iPhone or an Android and type in "Once Upon a Crime," and it should automatically pop up.
That's correct. Yep. It's, these things are something that's important, and you just brought that out. It's important to very clearly state that, but since downloading app has become such second nature to so many of us, right? But yes, that's the best way to do it. Go to Google Play, go to your app store, whatever sort of device that you might have, whatever mobile device that you might have, download it and discover the game.
Excellent. So let's just do a recap for people. They can, if they're listening at this point and they want to go back and hear something else. At the beginning of this interview, we talked about why Mario started this company, and just go back and you'll hear a couple of minutes of that. He told us how it all works, and of course we've been hearing that throughout the entire interview process, but more specifically in that section, how it works. Number 3, we talked about what makes Once Upon a Crime different and unique. And the 4th thing we talked about today was the reception from the players and the business community with this app, Once Upon a Crime. And then we got a 5th surprise out of Mario, which was the main just is to help us get out of our house or houses around the world. And maybe this could be the one thing that's going to save the planet. Well, Mario, I do appreciate you coming here for OnlineMeetAndGreet.com. I'm Paul Finkelstein at OnlineMeetAndGreet.com. Thanks, everybody, for being here, and thanks for being here, Mario.
Thank you, Paul. Great opportunity, great show. I urge everyone, of course, to view this segment, but to view every single segment. I've had the opportunity to do that. Great show.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.